Fellas, I hope you guys are paying attention today because I have quite the treat for you today on this video. These fragrances that I'm going to talk about, if you don't know, you need to know. So let's get into it. What's going on YouTube? My name is Darian, the Bowtie Fragrance Guy, a channel where fashion and fragrance collide. So if you're interested in fashion related content and more specifically fragrance related content, you found the right channel, man. I hope you won't mind hitting that subscribe button and make sure you click on the all button as well. ALL. Click on all, and at some point in time within the next 3 years, YouTube is gonna let you know that I uploaded a video. All right, guys, so on today's video, I have a treat for you. I am sure some of you have heard about the house of Argos. If you haven't, well, today is the day. I'm gonna talk to you guys about two amazing fragrances that I have from the house. Actually, I'm going to talk to you about 4 fragrances, more specifically, more in detail, the 2 that I want to highlight, but I'm going to get all into it, man. These are some amazing fragrances, and I want to share them with you guys. So I don't want to do too much talking. I'm going to go ahead and cut to the intro really quick, and when I come back, 2 fragrances that you need to know about right after the intro. So if you want to see what I have to say about these 2 fragrances, which is Triumphofbacchus and Adonis Awakens from the house of Argos, then you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Let's get it.
The Bowtie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we are back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. We're going to go ahead and jump right into this video. Again, I am super excited today to be talking to you guys about 2 fragrances from the house of Argos, which is Triumphofbacchus and Adonis Awakens. Now, the owner of the brand of Argos is none other than Christian Petrovic. Christian used to be a model, an actor, and I must tell you that, I give him much props because he is one of the only guys in the fragrance community that dresses as well as I do. So shout out to you, Christian, for being a very, very sharply dressed individual. But yeah, you can tell when you see the guy, again, that he was a model and an actor, and he turned that passion for fashion and fragrances into his own brand, Argos Fragrances. Now, quick story about Christian, man. When he first started the brand, or earlier in the history of this brand, he reached out to me and sent me 2 fragrances. These were the initial fragrances from his collection, which was Argos Pour Homme. Now you can tell the presentation has changed, but this is Argos Pour Homme, which is an amazing signature scent, man. Think about fragrances like fresh fragrances like Green Iris Tweed, fragrances like that will kind of put you in the mindset of that. But I have always said that is an amazing signature scent because it starts off with that kind of, citric floral freshness that you get from a fragrance like Green Iris Tweed. But when it dries down, you get some warm amber and stuff like that. And I really like it because it develops to a scent that can be worn year round. And then he also had this one, which is Argos Pour Homme Parfum, which is in this presentation. And I've always said, for me personally, when I got this one, I like them equally. Although it says Parfum, believe me, guys, you can rock that as well. Both of those fragrances to me are signature scent worthy. The Argos Parfum also opens up with some florals and citruses, but when it dries down, you get this nice vanilla, tonka bean, and rose combination that I have always enjoyed with that fragrance as well. But that was back then. We're talking about now, and I have 2 amazing fragrances that I have here in my collection. Now, I will tell you, Triumphofbacchus, right? I'm gonna start with that one. First of all, the presentation on these fragrances are absolutely amazing. Now, I always said when this fragrance came out, and I paid for this. This was not sent to me. He did not send me this fragrance. But I always looked at the note breakdown and I said, man, I need to get my hands on that fragrance because I read the note breakdown and it was just speaking to me. At this point in my fragrance journey, I know what I like. And I have a good feel for it when I read the note breakdown. that it's at least going to be something that I don't smell and I am regretting that I made the purchase. So first of all, the packaging that it came in was phenomenal. I wish I still, had the packaging or a picture of it, but I don't. I went ahead and ripped that off. But let's get into the presentation really quick. This is the box, and all of the fragrances are inspired by Roman and Greek mythology. So you'll see there's some very nice backstories to each of the fragrances, and this one again is the Triumph of Bacchus. Which, if you guys want to, and I'm encouraging you to go over to the website so you can really read some of these backstories. But I like to talk about the juice. But it slides out of the box, and guys, take a look at this presentation. I am a sucker for nice presentation, and this is gorgeous. Look at that box. All right, it's almost like a faux leather box, and it has a tab right here. You just open it like so. And here is the star of the show. Look at that bottle. Absolutely gorgeous. The bottle, take it out, and it sits very securely in here. So if you're not in the gym working out, you might not be able to get this out of here. But this is, let me show you guys this bottle, man. You gotta see this. That's gorgeous. All right, just check that out. Beautiful presentation on this. And this is Christian actually. I reached out to him. He told me this is something they're going to be doing next year. They actually engraved my name, have it etched on the back of the bottle down there, which is another nice touch. But man, the attention to detail on this bottle was just absolutely fantastic. This is this plate. Man, listen, you got to have this fragrance in your hand, man. It's embossed. So this is, I don't know, man. It looks like they spent about $500 on the plate alone on this bottle, but it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Has the name right here, Argos, of the company, going across the top of the cap. Very heavy, very substantial, feels very good in your hand. These bottles are going to be a great addition, just even from a visual standpoint, to your collection. Easy to take the cap off, and then let me show you this detail on the top, which is the actual insignia of the brand. That's gorgeous, man. Attention to detail here. Presentation, he spared no expense here. So again, I love presentation. Presentation adds value, of course, to the fragrance. Now, what's inside of this bottle is just as good as the presentation, because this fragrance is absolutely phenomenal. Some of the notes in this, and this is what attracted me to it. You have, because the notes are here, by the way. The story is here about Bacchus, him being an Olympian, and the whole nine. But the story is here, but the notes are here as well. Saffron, white peach, green apple, rum, patchouli, jasmine, tonka bean, vetiver, tobacco, amber, sandalwood, vanilla, and musk. And again, reading those notes, I knew I would probably like this fragrance. Now, when I got it, I did see that a lot of folks were comparing it to this right here, Red Tobacco from Mancera. And there was a lot of hype around Red Tobacco when it first came out. And when I first got it, I was like, I don't really know about Red Tobacco. And now I understand what it was that was a little bit off-putting to me in this fragrance. Now, my opinion on Red Tobacco has since changed. About a month ago, my wife pulled this back out. She was doing a video, and she was like, I really like this. And I smelled it again, and I really enjoyed it. I sprayed it. But it's after like the first 10 to 15 minutes. I'm still not the hugest fan of the opening of Red Tobacco, and I understand now it's because the oud and the incense in the opening of this, especially the oud, kind of sticks out in this composition like a sore thumb. It's almost like the oud and the incense doesn't belong in this fragrance. But after it starts to dry down and you get to some of the tobacco and some of the other elements, the sweeter elements that you get from Triumph of Bacchus, this starts to smooth out. But it's that opening for me. So I will tell you, this is going to remind you somewhat of Red Tobacco, but trust me when I tell you, there's a lot of differences. And what I understand now that I love so much about this, and what differentiates this fragrance from Red Tobacco, is this smooth, well put together composition that has this nice boozy accord that comes from the rum. Now, it's not overly boozy. It's not like some of the fragrances that I love from Kilian, but there is some booze in this fragrance, and I really, really enjoy the way the rum kind of give this nice, sexy booziness to the fragrance when it opens up. So for me personally with this fragrance, I'm much more a fan of that booziness versus that oud incense opening in red tobacco. It really makes a huge difference because, again, the initial spray obviously is what you get when you first spray the fragrance, and it really leaves a lasting impression for a lot of people. For a lot of folks, it's make or break. Sometimes they don't really give a fragrance as much time, especially if you're out shopping in a store like that or something like that. Some people don't really give that fragrance time to really develop and understand what it's all about for a fragrance to develop. And again, so the opening of this is hands down something that I would gravitate towards more than red tobacco. And I'm not saying red tobacco is a bad fragrance by any means. I do like it. But again, this is a lot smoother, and I love that rum and booziness in the opening. As it dries down, guys, I don't want to go on too long, but you know, some of my favorite notes start to really come into play, specifically the tonka that's in here, the tobacco, and then the amber. Absolutely dynamite fragrance, and it gives me great performance. I know I got at least 8 hours. I kind of stopped counting after that, but it performs. The presentation is there. The fragrance smells phenomenal. You got to get your hands and your nose on this one from Argos. This is Triumphofbacchus. Now, Christian was nice enough. I reached out to him and let him know, because I told him I was going to purchase Triumphofbacchus, and I purchased it. And he responded. He told me, hey, I sent you a nice little gift and with your package. And I didn't know what it was. I know when I was on the website, I was kind of going back and forth between getting this and this fragrance he has called Adonis Awakens. And I was very pleased to find out when I opened the box that he actually sent that to me. I did not say that I wanted anything. I did not say that that's the fragrance, obviously, that I wanted, but he happened to send me the one that I was kind of going back and forth with, Adonis Awakens. This is the box. This is the box, gorgeous box. And there's a story behind these paintings. I can't remember the guy's name that does all the paintings, but that's where the box and presentation, the outside box with this and all the other fragrances. I have the same guy that does that. His name is John Waterhouse, English painter, known for embracing pre-Raphaelite painting style and ancient Greek mythology subject matter. So that's the guy that did all the paintings and where the paintings come from on the box and the outer presentation. But guys, Adonis Awakens. You guys know I love red. And this is like a deep hue of red, this box. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Just like the previous fragrance, you just open the flap and this beauty sits in here like this. Check it out. Guys, this one is called Adonis Awakens. And you guys that have been following me for a long time know that I love rose fragrances, and this one blew me away. I can't honestly say 100% sure which one I like better out of Triumphofbacchus and Adonis Awakens, but my God, this is an amazing rose fragrance. Look at this bottle. Look at the bottle. Oh my God, this is just gorgeous. Look at the juice color. A beautiful rose colored juice. There's rose, two different variations of rose. I know there's rose absolute in this as well. Let's take a look at the notes. And I'm gonna tell you what does it for me with this fragrance. What does it for me with this fragrance? But there's bergamot, grapefruit, pink peppercorn. So there's Bulgarian rose in here. Jasmine sambac, vanilla, raspberry, Mysore sandalwood, cashmere wood, and rose absolute. So you have the rose absolute and the Bulgarian rose. It gives you that kind of double dose of rose in the fragrance. But I'm gonna tell you what does it for me, man. It is the grapefruit, raspberry, vanilla combination in the heart of this fragrance that plays so well together, that gives this very unique, sultry, fruity vibe to this fragrance that it just does it with the rose. It just works with the rose. And I'm happy that out of all the rose fragrances that I have in my collection, of course, most of the time you're gonna get oud, right? There's no oud here, and I love that. I love that there's no oud in this fragrance because it doesn't make it smell like all the other rose fragrances that I have. People are so used to smelling the rose oud combination. So when you get something that's different, that provides something different, to me, that's really something that gets my attention. And again, the combination of the vanilla, the raspberry, and the grapefruit, I cannot explain to you guys how good that combination is with this fragrance. The raspberry really stands out to me in this scent. And this is something you just got to get your nose on, man. I am telling you, from the presentation you know, to the fragrances themselves, I am very, very happy. Again, shout out to you, Christian Petrovic. Amazing job, man. Amazing job. And I have some samples of a lot of the other fragrances from this house. I need to get my hands on some of those as well. There's one called Danae. I need that, and as well as several others. But I just want to come on, guys, again. You know, I'm not saying this because he sent me Adonis Awakens, but I bought triumphofbacchus with my own money. So this is not a, you know, me just saying this because I got free fragrances. This guy did an amazing job, not only on these two fragrances, but from the samples that I smelled, he did an amazing job on a lot of other fragrances that are a part of this portfolio. So you guys need to check them out. Now, I don't have any type of discount code or anything like that, but I'll reach out to him and see if I can get some type of discount or anything like that. I'll make sure I put it here in the video. I'll make sure I link it down below if I do. But if I don't, these are two amazing fragrances, so I highly recommend you guys at least go over to the website. I'll make sure I link that for sure, and at least get a sample, because you can buy samples of the fragrances like discovery sets and stuff like that. So head over to the website and check them out, because I will tell you now, from the standpoint of what's inside these bottles, the presentation is gorgeous, but what's inside is even better. But that's it, guys. That's my time, man. I hope you enjoyed this video today as I talked about two fragrances from the house of Argos that are absolutely, in my humble opinion, fantastic. As always, I sincerely appreciate your time and attention to these videos. I know you guys don't have to watch, but you do, and I sincerely appreciate that. And don't forget to make sure you take a few moments to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you are sharing these videos out to some other folks that you think could use this information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your boy, I'm your guy, the bow tie fragrance guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.